yesterday.
Good morning. Welcome to the Tuesday, April 9th meeting of the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners. We begin each meeting by stating the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Clerk, please proceed with the agenda.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion or suggested corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through April 9th, 2019.
Move approval of the claims.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is number 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and in consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there's an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of amendments to the following county contracts: C-17-374 and C-18-188 with Coles Pharmacy and Home Care to reassign the contracts. C-18-155 with Gray Bar Electric Company, Inc. for the electrical lighting data, communications, and security products and related products, services, and solutions. C-17-295 with Platte Valley Equipment for annual services, rental of 4 two-wheel drive tractors. C-17-646 with Office Interior and Design, Inc. for workstations and accessories. C-18-603 with JEO to add additional wetland permitting services for project number 1902. C-18-628 with the Schemmer Associates, Inc. to add additional services, remove services, and add an additional structure, Bridge AM-164. Utility permit number 1761, allowing Nebraska Link to install new fiber optic cable adjacent to North 148th Street from Alville Road to Amberley Road. There is no cost to the county. Right-of-way contracts on South 82nd Street between Roca Road and Saltillo Road with the following: Dolores F. and Arlene A. Egger and Lawrence Epman in a total amount of $7,744. Curtis Gregg and Julie Raymond in a total amount of $17,445. Jerry O. L. and Charlotte A. Weatherford in the amount of $415. Right-of-way contracts with Billet M. Wilhelm Revocable Trust, Billet M. Wilhelm Trustee, South 1st Street and Yankee Hill Road in a total amount of $3,189. Received and placed on file the following reports for March 2019, Lancaster County Clerk, Assessor Register Deeds, Clerk of the District Court, Records and Information Management. Setting a public hearing on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2019, and Tuesday, April 30th, 2019 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding a manager application for Michael McClellan in connection with a Class B liquor license for Bratched Oak Marina, 10,001 West Davie Road, Raymond, Nebraska.
Ms. Holloway?
Just want to let you know with consent item A1, we haven't received the insurance from Kohl's yet. They expect to get it next week because of their name change. There's kind of a holdup in getting the new certificates. So that one will need to be approved contingent upon receipt of insurance.
I'd entertain a motion.
I move approval of consent items with the exception of item A1.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
I move approval of item 1A contingent upon receipt of insurance.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is number 4. This is a special presentation, Lancaster County Visitor Improvement Fund grant of $20,000 to the Branch Oak Observatory for the purchase of a telescope. Jeff Mull, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Vice President, Executive Director, and Matthew Anderson, Branch Oak Observatory Chief Operating Officer.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Matt is experiencing some car troubles. He's about 15 to 20 minutes out, so I would be happy to make the recommendation as is now. Unless you wanted to delay, or maybe when he gets here, he could hop up really quick and talk about the project. I guess
I think
that's
we can proceed.
Okay,
Go ahead.
that sounds good. All right, so I'm here to talk about a recommendation that was made at the February 20th VPC meeting, the Visitors Promotion Committee meeting. We had about a 4.5-hour meeting that day to go over 6 wonderful grant projects, one of which was the Branch Oaks Observatory, and their initial request was for $64,747 of grant money to purchase a state-of-the-art brand new telescope for their facility. A very new attraction in Lancaster County, something that we're excited about. It puts people from the city in touch with more of the rural nature of Lancaster County, gives people a chance to see the stars and do so much more. And I've worked with Matt for several years through a couple different endeavors that he's doing. He and his team are very dedicated to making this a destination. One of the questions that the VPC had was, and we normally do this through process, is you're asking for lodging tax dollars. How much visitor type traffic do you bring into your facility? And at the time, they weren't tracking any visitor numbers. They had no idea where they were coming from, how much they're spending, are they staying the night? And the VPC does a really good job, our chair does, Lynn Ireland, of asking these entities to track those numbers moving forward. And I know that Jennifer and I talked a little bit about this. It's something that I think most of the attractions, when they come to us with requests, should have those numbers. So I think moving forward, outside of this request, if they would come back in the future, I know that they'll have those numbers for the VPC as well as the county. Now, through discussion and the inability to track overnight revenue and so forth, the group felt that they would approve and made a motion to approve $20,000 to the Branch Oak Observatory for the purchase of the telescope, contingent on them raising the remaining amount needed. So asking them to do some private fundraising. I know they've identified some potential funding sources. So I think this is a great way to kind of, kickstart the project, get things off the ground. And it was approved by the VPC and now in front of you for final approval.
Thank you, Mr. Mull. Yes, Commissioner Shore.
Is there a timeline that they are given to raise that additional, would be $24,000? No, more than that, yeah, 24.
Yeah, we'll let
44.
Carrie can go ahead and make reference to that.
Yes, there is. In discussing it with him, extended the period out. I don't know if it was an additional year, but he felt he needed the extra time, at least through the end of the year for the time. So the contract, sometimes they'll come back and get extensions on the grant period. And we felt, well, let's just give you a big one up front. And he felt that was sufficient to do it.
Other questions? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and one thing real quickly, I thank you all for your service. This is a big election day, and thanks for your service for Lancaster County, your support of tourism. It's a big week. We have FCCLA, we had FFA last week, we had DECA the week before, and state high school tournaments the week before that. So Lincoln's a hopping place, and appreciate all your support. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Clerk, please proceed with the agenda.
Next is new business. 5A is a Lancaster County Visitors Improvement Fund grant contract in the amount of $20,000 with Lancaster County as a sponsor and the Branch Oak Observatory as the grantee. For the purchase of a telescope, the grant term is March 15, 2019 through March 31st, 2020.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. B is a special events permit application from Corey Godfrey and Craig Schmidt, Gravel Adventures LLC, for an event on Saturday, August 17, 2019.
Good morning.
Excuse me.
Hi, I'm Jen Carlson. I'm here representing Corey and Craig. They were unable to be here today. I'm representing Gravel Worlds on behalf of them. We presented last year to you, so this will be the second year that we're looking to you guys. This is the 10th year of the event, which we're pretty excited about. We have around 500 participants from at least 40 different states that come to this event, so it's a large event, and even from around the world, Iceland, the Ukraine, UK, New Zealand, so it's kind of exciting. We have held this event out in Fallbrook for the last 3 years, and the businesses out in that local area are very excited. It always is a really nice pull out there for them, and it's a great location to pull everybody together. We even have been able to fill the Graduate on a non-football Saturday, so that's exciting as well. So there's hundreds of people drawn into the downtown Lincoln area also. Last year, we also, the participants in Gravel Worlds were able to raise $1,000 for a new baseball field in Malcolm, which is one of the stops on the way through on the course. The course is 150 miles, mostly on gravel roads. The cyclists also have option for a couple of shorter courses, so it's nice to have a variety to hit some different abilities there. And we see this race as a great benefit to the city. We're super excited for this year and looking for just the 10th great year for Gravel Worlds. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
All right, thanks, Ms. Carlson. Any
Yes.
questions? I just wanted to make sure that you're coordinating with the engineer's office. In fact, here comes Mr. Schroeder now.
Morning.
Good morning,
County
Ken.
Engineering Department. I wanted to just point out that since our comments have been submitted, there's been a couple road closures because of some box culvert or bridge problems that are being evaluated. So I think before the event, or a month before the event, we should probably get in contact with the people putting this on, just to bring them up to date if things have been resolved or if there's other roads that are closed.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. They're always happy to redesign around your recommendations.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That addresses any concerns I had.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Commissioner Flowerday?
Just to be clear, Todd Duncan won't talk to us anymore if we don't approve this. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. C is a resolution in matter of witness fees paid by Lancaster County which have remained unclaimed for 6 months or more.
Move approval?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. D is a resolution in matter of the emergency closure of bridges A138, A151, and culvert K121.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. Regrettably, I am in front of you for the third week in a row with additional bridge closures, and obviously have clear and dramatic concerns about the additional weather events that are forecasted for this week. With that, we have closed Bridge A138 on Little Salt between North 112th Street and North 134th Street. This bridge was built in 1983 as a federal aid project where the county paid 10% and the federal government paid 90%. It has an ADT of 17. Here's some stats on it. In addition to that, we have another pipe adjacent to this bridge. This is an area where the Rock Creek tributary actually flowed more than 25 feet deep. The bridge, if you look at the stats on the other sheet, it's 23 feet to the bottom, so we actually had water over the top of this structure and adjacent structures in the area when Rock Creek crested, so which actually took quite a while. So with that being said, I've determined this bridge to be a clear and present danger to the public. In addition, I have closed Bridge A51 on Little Salt, just west of 176th Street. This bridge was also constructed under a federal aid grant. Its original construction cost was about $75,000. It has an ADT of 38 cars a day. And here is a photo of this. Note the probe at the bottom of the bridge. So anytime we know that we have unstable materials at the bottom of the abutment or a void, the Federal Highway Administration says the bridge must be closed. I just want to pause for a minute here. Last week we had some discussion on ADT, and Obviously, my office, it has a lot to prioritize right now with all the closings. But I do want to emphasize that many of these bridges, even though they have low ADTs, they are substantial farm-to-market routes and school routes, so they're still very important to people. Lastly, I want to talk about culvert K121 on Adams Street, just west of 98th Street. It was built in 1987 for a cost of $21,000. It does have an ADT of a little over 2,100 cars a day. Immediately adjacent to the road, we have a drop-off that is vertical, about 20 feet deep. It continues to drop, materials continue to fall into the channel. Yesterday, I was out on this site with the Federal Highway Administration and the Nebraska Department of Roads because this is a federal aid site, and I haven't received an official determination from them yet, but they were leaning towards calling this structure 100% loss. And so that means the only solution is replacement right now, which is going to take some time. Obviously, we are trying to prioritize that in our office, and we are awaiting paperwork on flood damage from the federal government.
Thank you.
Move approval of the resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions for the engineer? I just want to note that the board will be discussing how these recent closures will be affecting the rest of the construction season for the county, I believe either this Thursday or next Thursday.
I hope it's this Thursday, because next Thursday I'm out of town.
Okay, I do hope it's this Thursday as well then.
That's exactly right.
I think what we know is these emergency closures, based on how much money we have in our budget and our inability to bond to do any of this construction at this point, disrupts our ability to actually execute our other construction priorities. So we'll be talking about that on Thursday. Anything else? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5E is a sales quotation from Sealer for annual technical support, software maintenance, and warranty for the county engineer's Trimble software and hardware. The cost of county is $7,711.27.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. F for contracts to provide annual supply antifreeze, coolants, windshield washer fluid. The contract shall be effective from April 10th, 2019 through April 9th, 2020 with the following: Sapp Brothers, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $5,000 and Thermo King Christensen, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $1,000.
Move approval.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5G is a contract with Stanley Convergent Security Solutions, Inc. Using the Sourcewell contract number 031517 SCS to provide facility security equipment, systems, and services with related equipment and supplies. The term of the contract is 1 year from the date of execution. The pricing will be pursuant to the Sourcewell contract. The cost of county is not to exceed $195,521.23.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. H is a request from the Human Resources Department to change the pay grade for screening specialists from CO8 to C13.
Move approval.
Second.
Morning,
We have a motion and a
Commissioners.
second,
Excuse me.
but we'll welcome Mr. McDaniel.
Doug McDaniel, Human Resources. This request comes from Community Corrections as we discovered that another position titled Pre-Adjudication Specialist in the pay grade C13 is mirrored exactly as the Screening Specialist in the C8. Therefore, an inequity of the two positions, and so we're requesting to raise the Screening Specialist to that same level for internal equity purposes.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion or questions?
Who was the second?
Commissioner Shore? All right, please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. 5I is a contract with Blue Valley Public Safety, Inc. to provide unit price maintenance and repair of emergency management sirens. The contract shall be effective from April 14, 2019 through April 13, 2021. The cost of county is not to exceed $44,000.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 6 is public comment. Those wishing to speak to items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Is there anyone here who wants to speak? Please come forward. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry and Diane Geiger, here to talk about the road, Pester Ridge Road and Equestrian Drive. That's a public road, and we are being required to maintain it for perpetuity, forever. This is a public road. I'm sure, I've talked to Jennifer about it. When we first contacted the city to, there we go. When we first contacted the city and the county to develop this land, this is what it looked like to begin with. This is our house, and this was our driveway that went out on the Coddington. The city, what we wanted to do, the county, because we did understand that what we wanted to do is keep this road private, okay? What we wanted to do was build a cul-de-sac down here, like so many of the other subdivisions have, that would have ended the access, or not had access from Pester Ridge subdivision, which includes 8 to 10 houses directly affected, but also dozens of houses, as we'll see in a later slide. The county then required us, the county and the city wanted this road to go through. They wanted it to extend from this public, this is a public road, they wanted it to extend it up to here. So that's the way the road was built, that's the way it was designed, that's the way it was dedicated to the county. The road is a public road, it has been dedicated to the county, but then we get a letter from, and this is the way that it was built, and now it's dedicated. Again, our house is right here. We had to take out this driveway, and our driveway now connects to the road. Makes sense, because there's less turning going on Coddington, and now we can use Equestrian Drive to access and come out. The problem is, forever, the county engineer, forever, for perpetuity, for as long as this road is here, I have to maintain it, and that responsibility, including liability, comes back onto me, my house, my family, and these 4 lots along here. That's simply unacceptable. The Lancaster County Board, or the engineer, gave us a list of subdivisions that are public roads that have privately maintained roads. In other words, they're private. That happens in Lancaster County. I don't agree with it, but here it is. They gave us a list. My wife went through the entire list. Took her a day and a half. There is not one subdivision, not one road that connects an existing subdivision to an arterial. I'll call it an arterial. That's probably not the correct name, but this is a paved road. So today, rather than having just us, since we're the only house that built along here, we're the only house here, if we would have done a cul-de-sac, we would be the only traffic going in and out of there. I don't have any trouble maintaining that road or having the neighbors, soon-to-be neighbors, coming that when they build their houses there. And oh, by the way, we will be increasing the tax base on this property to $100,000 a year. So we're paying our fair share of taxes, but you're forcing the liability and the maintenance of this road to be on these 4 people forever. That's simply unacceptable, and I would think that would be unacceptable. What we're asking is simply to have the county maintain the road.
when the county maintainer currently comes down the road, they come to the property line right here. He pulls up his blade and continues on our road. He's literally driving down our road with the county maintainer and the snowplow. All we're asking is that they maintain the road like they do this subdivision. What makes this different? I don't want to go over the 5 minutes. We're going to continue to work with the board. We're not here to argue or do anything. We simply want resolution to this, folks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Jennifer.
Any other citizens here to speak during public comment? Seeing none, please proceed with the announcements.
The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, April 11, 2019 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, April 16, 2019 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building with the Board of Equalization immediately following. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes,
Motion carries 4-0.
we are adjourned.